Hey y'all, welcome to part 2 of opening a brokerage account. Today we're going to go over setting up automatic transfers from your bank account to your brokerage account and purchasing index funds. Let's get started. In part 1, I walked y'all step by step exactly how to open a Fidelity brokerage account and Roth IRA. When we finished up in the last video, we had linked our bank account to our brokerage account and then set up a one-time transfer of $25 from our bank account to the brokerage account. So today what we want to do is set up automatic transfers from the bank account to the brokerage account, because in order to qualify for the $100 that I talked about in the last video, my client needs to set up the reoccurring transfers for at least 6 months. So that's what we're going to do today, and we have to make sure that we set up transfers both from the bank account to the brokerage account and then from the core position or the SPAXX account into an index fund. We want to make sure that her money is actually being invested and not just sitting in the cash position. So we'll go ahead and get started with that, and we'll start first by setting up the bank transfer. Okay, so here we are in the account. We're just going to click Go to Account. This is right from logging in. Click Fund Your Account, and we're going to move more money into this account. So we're going to select our bank account that we've linked, and we're going to want to transfer the money into the Roth IRA. We're going to choose 2021 this time because we are now officially in the 2021 tax year. We're going to start in June. My client wants to transfer money on the 7th of every month, so we'll start June and we're going to go through October in order to make sure that we have at least 6 monthly payments. Remember, she already has $25 in the account right now, and so we're going to use that as one of the payments as well. Here is information to review before officially submitting your request. Always make sure to read your terms and conditions and hit submit. And here you can see our transfer request has been placed. So now that we have our automatic transfer from the bank to the brokerage account, we want to go ahead and buy our index funds. Before we actually purchase our index fund, I'm going to walk you through how you can use the Fidelity platform to research different funds that you're interested in. For purposes of this how-to video, my client and I have already decided on a particular fund, and I have already done a video on some of the top funds that I recommend based on having $0 of minimum investment, having a pretty long track record, and for outpacing the S&P 500 for the life of these funds. I'm going to show you right now, by using the fund that we're going to purchase today, what you can look for and how to break down all of the data and information that you're given when you do research a fund inside of the Fidelity platform. So let's take a look. Okay, so here we are back on the home page. And what we're going to want to do is go up to the search bar and type in our fund, which is FSCSX. Here you can see everything that's going to pop up about this fund that Fidelity has to show you. You've got an overall rating. It shows you that the average returns are on the average side. Expense ratios are fairly low. Those are going to be the types of things you want to look at. Here's just some details that you can see that break down that these are high-level facts. It's a technology fund that started in 1985, and it has a 0.7% expense ratio. You can definitely get funds with a much lower expense ratio, but 0.7 really isn't bad. There's $0 minimum to invest, and here you can see a hypothetical growth of $10,000 invested over the life of the fund. The purple is the fund that we're looking at, and blue represents the S&P 500. So you can see that this fund has outpaced the S&P 500 over its lifetime. If you want to look at numbers, you can see that FSCSX has done 16.85% for its life versus 11.39% for the S&P 500. So this is a pretty good fund if your goal is to do as well or better than the S&P 500. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and buy this fund. So from the home page, we click Go to Account. Now we click Automatic Investments. Once again, set up automatic investment. We only have the Roth, so we'll click Continue. Buy mutual fund. And if you remember from the last video, I showed y'all all of this, but now we actually have money to invest. See the cash available to trade? That's what we're going to use. So we type in our fund, FSCSX, there it is at the top, and we're going to buy using all $25 that we have. And now you can see the order here. We hit place order, and it's going to go ahead and transact that order the next time the market is open. Okay, so now that we've purchased this fund, we can go ahead and set up an automatic monthly recurring investment into the fund using the money that we've already set up that's going to come in every month from the bank into our SPAXX account. So now we go back to account. We click automatic investments again. Here you can see the automatic setup from our bank to our Roth. And now we want to schedule a new transfer from our core position of our Roth into our index fund. So here you can see that our Fidelity fund is available now because we set up that one-time transfer a second ago. And now we're doing a monthly transfer. We're going to choose the 15th because remember, the bank transfer is happening on the 7th of every month. And so we want to give a few business days for that money to make it into the core position so that it's then available to be transferred into the index fund. So go ahead and click next and then I agree. And here you can see that the request for this transfer has also been set up. And now you see from the Roth core position to the Roth index fund, we have the automatic transfer set up in addition of having our bank account to the Roth account automatic transfer set up. And we go back to the home page and that's it. This is all you need to do to invest in index funds. All right, so that was pretty short and sweet. We set up a reoccurring transfer from our bank account to our Roth IRA. Then we set up a reoccurring transfer from the core position or our cash management account into an index fund. Remember, just because money makes it into your Roth doesn't mean you're actually investing it yet. You have to choose a fund or a stock or whatever it is that you're interested in investing in and then move that money from your cash position into that account or into that fund that you want to invest in. So at this point, my client is all set up. She's going to have money coming out on the 7th, going from the bank to her Roth. And then on the 15th, it's going to go from her core position into the FSCSX index fund. And she is well on her way to investing for her retirement. Hopefully this was a helpful tutorial for you and you also have now set up your Fidelity Roth IRA and are getting started on your investing journey. Let me know in the comments below if you went ahead and followed along and have your Fidelity Roth IRA set up, or if you are investing through another brokerage account that you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel or follow along on Instagram to stay on top of weekly financial education videos like this one. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next Monday.